Okay, good evening, Ma. So today's class, very introduction class about the biology. So what is biology? What is biology? Very good, very good. So biology, it is the study about the. So I'll write on the board whatever I am writing. Just you take the hint. Okay, so that it will be helpful for you to write the test at the end of the classes. Okay, so at the every week I used to conduct a test like oral test or written test, whatever. I'll keep. Okay, I used to keep it, so you take a hint. Okay, so that will be easy for you to take on. So what is biology? We know that bio means living, isn't it? So logy means study. So you know that. So logy அப்படினாலே something it is about the study. So here we are studying about living things. So biology is nothing but it is the scientific study of biology. It is the scientific study of all the living organisms, isn't it? All the living organisms and also their vital processes and also their vital processes. So you have, okay, so we got the definition for the biology and we have different branches in it. So here are some of the important branches in biology. We'll be seeing one by one. So what are the main branches? The number one, it is botany and zoology, ecology, genetics, anatomy, microbiology, then screen it not visible. Okay, wait. Screen it is presenting only. Hope now the screen it is visible, ma. Wait a minute, ma. Now it is visible, right? No, va. Okay, va visible. Ma screen terida ma. Okay, ma. Okay. So I'll take from the first. So what is biology? Bio means living. Logy means we know that the term about is about study. So we are studying about the living things. Okay. So, and the definition. So, what is the definition of biology? It is the scientific study of all the living organisms which are exist in our biosphere. Biosphere means Earth. So, we usually call it as biosphere. Okay. So, all the existing living organisms. Study about all the existing living organisms and their vital processes. So, what are the, we have different branches of the, we have different branches in the biology. So, what are those? I have written some of the important terms in the biology branches. Okay. So, the first one, it is microbiology, anatomy, botany, parasitology, zoology, ecology, zoology, ecology, and genetics. So now we'll see one by one what is the term it denotes. Okay, so the microbiology. So what is microbiology? It is the study of microbes, isn't it? It is the study of microbes. So we know the term microbes. What is a microbe? Microbes, it is the living organisms. We cannot able to see with the naked eye. We can only see with the help of microscope. And say for a few organisms, name of the organisms example, the domain, bacteria, algae, fungi. These are all the some of the important microorganisms which are existing in our environment. So they are ubiquitous in nature. Microorganisms, they are ubiquitous in nature. Ubiquitous in the term which are denoting that they are present, their presence, they are present in everywhere. Okay. So, and next one is botany. Botany is nothing but it is the study of, we know that the term, the botany, which are representing the study of all the plants. And zoo means animal, we know that. So, it is the study of animals, all the animals. Zoology is the term which describing the study of animals. And what is ecology? So it is the relationship. It is the relationship between a living organisms and their environment. And their environment. In which environment the living organisms are exhibiting. So ecology is something about the term eco means environment. So it is the study of environment in which the living organisms are present. Okay. And what is anatomy? So anatomy is the term in which we'll be studying the structural part. Structural part of the living organisms. Okay. And what is parasitology? So it is the study of parasites. So parasites are nothing but they are the group of organisms only. We'll be seeing one by one with elaborately. So okay. So parasites are the group of organisms. They will be completely depending on the another organisms for their complete survivability. For their complete survivability. They depend on another organisms. Parasites, they depend on another organisms for their complete survivability. Okay. So you get all the definitions for all the branches like what is microbiology, what is anatomy, what is botany, what is zoology, what is parasitology, ecology, and the last one it is genetics. You know the term genetics. It is not a new term for us. Like, yes. So as we are the biology, as we are in the field of biology, we know the term gene. So what is gene? Is basic unit of heredity. You know the term heredity, like, right? You know the term heredity. Yes. And we are mainly representing gene. It is DNA or RNA. It is a universal term. We know that, right? Right. So we are studying about DNA, RNA, and their heredity. So these are all coming under the genetics. So this is all about your different branches. And next, what are the key factors or what are the salient features of living organisms? Or what are the key characteristics? So here are some of the important term or points to be discussed, which will be mainly representing. These are all the points are collectively called as living organisms, because the living organisms, it should have a following points. So number one, it is cellular structure. We know that all the living organisms are completely made up of cell, isn't it? Cell, it is the basic unit of life. We know, yes. So it is made up of single and multiple as well. We know that single cell, all the single celled organisms, they are collectively called it as prokaryotes. And the multiple cell, that is more than one cellular cell, are collectively called as eukaryotic cell as well. We know that the common term. Yes. So the next one, it is, first one, it is cellular structure, and the next one, nutrition and growth and respiration and excretion, response to stimuli, lifespan, and the last one is adaptation. Now we'll see one by one what is it. So these are all the some of the important salient feature which mainly denoting what are living organisms, because each and every living organism should have these important characteristic features. The number one is cellular structure. We know that all the living organisms are collectively, they are made up of cell. Cell are nothing but they are the basic unit of life, and they are made up of two types. They are made up of, or they are the two kinds of cells are exhibiting. One is singular cells, and another one is, that is, only one type, only one cell is presenting. So here more than one cell is presenting. We know that more than one cell. Okay. So single cellular structures are collectively called as prokaryotic, and here it is eukaryotic as well. Okay. So next one, it is nutrition. So we know that we need energy for our survivability, for their growth, for their movement, for their every action. Okay. So as we are taking food, living organisms, so even human beings also included in the living organisms, right? So they need nutrition, they need food, air to respire, and water to drink, Okay, so nutrition is the mode of getting nutrients for their survivability. So it is an important term, and by getting nutrients or by the process of nutrition, we are getting energy as in the form of ATP by the process of metabolism. Okay, the term metabolism is defined as, in a simple term, we can define as the getting energy in the form of ATP. Okay, so this in the case of animal, other in the case of plants, we used to call it as photosynthesis with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, the green pigment. So the next one, it is respiration. We know that all the living organisms, they used to respire and they used to excrete waste product as CO2 as the waste product. Okay, through which some energy also will be getting produced. And excretion, we know that they used to releasing waste product. And the next one, it is stimuli. What is stimuli? So stimuli, it is nothing but they used to respond. Each and every organisms, they used to respond to their any reaction which are exhibiting in their environment. In their environment, or we can simpler term, we can call it as NIC. NIC, it is another term which mainly denoting the particular environment. Okay, and lifespan. We know that each and every living organisms, each and every biotic living organisms, they have their own definite life. They used to reproduce, they used to respire, they used to getting their move for their own movement and for their survivability, and one day they used to death. This is the universal truth. And the last one, it is adaptation. They used to adapt themselves depending on the environment. Depends on the environment. So this is a natural process in which all the organisms are possessing. So these are all the some of the important key characteristics, features or else salient features of living organisms. Okay. And next one. So we know the term biology. We got the definition for biology, and why we need to study biology. So biology, it is all about the study of living organisms. So now why we need to study about it? Because biology, it is all about the living organisms which are mainly exhibiting in the earth. Not only in the earth, they are also present in the mountain and all the landforms, isn't it? So biology, it is what is the importance of biology, or else in other term we can use to say importance of biology. Why we need to study biology? By studying biology, we can easily understand that. We can easily understand our environment better, isn't it? Our environment better. And also we can easily understand the interaction between living things and their environment. So there is the relationship between the living things and their NIC. NIC, it is the environment which mainly particularly denoting only one particular organisms. particular environment in which specific organisms are exhibiting. Okay, so we can easily understand the relationship between living things and their environment, how they will use to adapt to those particular environment, how they easily getting energy from the environment, or else is there any relationship, is there any association, we can say a very good example in the bacteria, like bacteria, that is the plant bacteria, rhizobacteria, a very good example. They are simply called it as soil bacteria. I will tell one very good example. Rhizobium, it is a soil, it is a gram-negative soil bacterium. So this bacteria, they used to present in the rhizospheric soil. Rhizospheric soil. So rhizospheric means, rhizo means root, spheric means root surrounding soil. So this is the very good example for the mutualistic relationship or symbiotic relationship or interaction. So mutualism or symbiosis, that means it is a positive reaction. That means it is the relationship or it is the interaction in which two organisms are involved. In this relationship, two organisms are involved. One is the soil bacterium, that is rhizobium. These bacteria mainly present in the soil, particularly in the root surrounds soil. So the root சுத்தி இருக்கு இல்லைங்களா, அந்த soil தான் இந்த particular bacteria is presenting. So இங்க கீழ root இருக்கும், இங்க வந்து earth கீழ இருக்கும் இந்த இடத்துல. So இங்க ரெண்டு host இருக்கு, ரெண்டு host. Okay, so that is two type of organisms are involved. One is your plant, another one is your soil bacteria. So in which both are getting benefited. Okay, how they will get benefited? See, so two type of organisms are involved. One is soil bacterium, another one is plant. So the soil bacteria, what they will do? They will give all the available nutrients, or they will convert all the available nutrients to the plant roots. Meanwhile, the organisms, that is the soil bacteria, which will get all the energy from the plant. So there is no negative reaction, only this is the positive, this is the best example for the positive reaction, positive relationship or positive interaction. Okay, so இங்க ஒரு point நம்ம பார்த்தோம் இல்லைங்களா. So the importance of biology la, so if you are studying deeper into the biology, the term, we will easily understand the interaction or relationship between the living things and their environment. So அதுக்கு தான் இந்த example நான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன் உங்களுக்கு. ஓகேவா? So அந்த term என்னன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா symbiosis or mutualistic relationship. Mutualistic relationship. That means, so symbiosis or mutualistic relationship, it is the relationship, it is a positive relationship in which two organisms are, two hosts are involved. So both are getting benefited. Okay. next one, we can easily understand the anatomy of living organisms. By studying biology, we can easily understand the cellular structure of the living organisms. Okay, and we can easily, by studying biology, we can able to finding cure for diseases, and we'll get better understanding of how the human body is functioning. We'll get better understanding about how the human body is functioning. Okay, so these are all the some of the important terms to be discussed regarding importance of biology. Is that clear, ma? Okay. Now coming into the topic cell. What is cell? Cell, it is the basic unit of life. Cell, it is the basic unit. We know there are two kinds of cell. One is plant cell and another one is animal cell. And based on the number of cell present. One is prokaryotic cell, another one is eukaryotic cell. Okay. So here we can see some of the important differences between prokaryotic and the eukaryotic cell. Okay. So prokaryotic means, pro means false nuclei. Okay. Eukaryotic, eu means true nuclei. So single celled organisms. So all the prokaryotic cell are made up of single celled organisms. Here it is, excuse me, multiple celled organisms. Okay, and here no nucleus, and here true nuclei are present, and here no complex organelles are present. But here a very complex defined structure or organelles are present in the eukaryotic cell. Okay, and here we can say few examples for prokaryotic. It is bacteria, and archaea. And here we can say examples for eukaryotic. It is animal, plant, and your fungi. Okay. And next, the size of the cell. What will be the size of prokaryotic and eukaryotic? In the case of prokaryotic, it is 0.12, sorry, 5 micrometer in diameter. That in the case of eukaryotic, it is simply larger than the prokaryotic, around 10 to 100 micrometer in diameter. And regarding the G, that is your DNA, it is single circularized chromosome is present, but here it is something complex. It contains complex structure and it is in double helical structure. Okay, copy பண்ணிக்கிறீங்களா? Copy பண்ணிட்டீங்களா? Shall I move on to the next slide, ma? Okay. And the next one is, okay. So regarding the organelles, so prokaryotic, regarding the organelles, and few or simpler organelles are present. But here a specialized, well-defined organelles are present. Well-defined organelles are present. Okay. So DNA structure, nucleus, yes, the plasmid. So plasmids are nothing but they are the extra chromosomal DNA. So they have the same function as in the case of your DNA. So but this will be present as a extra. Okay, extra. It is also a chromosome only, extra chromosome. But apart from DNA, this is also exhibiting. Okay, so it is a small circular DNA. It is present in all the eukaryotic cell. Here, this will be present in a rare cases, like in some fungi and in some plants. Not in all the eukaryotic cell, the plasmid. Okay, and the ribosomes. So ribosomes are very much essential for translation, isn't it? Translation is a process in which a protein will get synthesized from the DNA. So in both the cases the ribosomes are present, but the size, when you are coming to the size, it is 70S, that is smaller in size, and here it is bit larger, that is 80S. Okay, shall I move on to the next slide, ma? Okay. And next point, it is locomotion, that is movement. Definitely, as they are living thing, they should move from one place to another. They used to do actually. So in the case of, that is locomotion, movement or locomotion. Okay, So in the case of prokaryotic, they use flagella for their movement. Okay, here they have flagella, but in the structure wise they will be having a complex structure, complex flagella and cilia. Cilia also the same organelle as in the case of flagella, same property will be exhibiting as in the case of flagella, and they also used for the locomotion. Okay, so next one is mitochondria. We know the mitochondria is otherwise said to be ATP producing organelle, or in the other term it is simply called it as another bacterium, or otherwise it is simply called as the powerhouse of bacteria, because it is the main region where all the ATP molecule or the energy molecule are getting produced. Okay, so here in the case of prokaryotic, it is absent. And prokaryotic, it is absent, but the energy is produced in the cytoplasm itself. But where here it is present, so here it is said to be the powerhouse. Okay, so we have discussed, we have come across all the term, I think. So definition, cell size, mitochondria, a cytoplasm. Regarding cytoplasm, so it is present and it is the site for all the metabolic process in the case of prokaryotic. So here also it is present, but here it holds all the organelles. It holds all the organelles. Okay, that is all the organelles like ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, etc. etc. Okay. Okay. So we have come across all the features. Okay. In the case of prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. So cell, it is a basic unit of life, and depending upon the cell number we can easily divide it into two types. One is prokaryotic, another one is eukaryotic. So prokaryotic cell are nothing but they are single celled organisms, whereas eukaryotic, they are multiple celled organisms. They are multi-celled organisms. Here no nucleus, that is nuclei like தனியா ஒரு chamber அந்த மாதிரி எதுவும் கிடையாது. Individual nuclei chamber எதுவும் கிடையாது. They will be dispersed on cytoplasm. Okay, and here the true nuclei is present. So here true nuclei, that is tani, a specific organelle is present. Tani chamber, new chamber is present for the nucleus. Okay, here no complex organelles are present. Here defined complex organelles are present in each and every eukaryotic cells. Here bacteria and archaebacteria are the very good examples of prokaryotic cell. Here animal, plant and fungi are example for the eukaryotic. The size of prokaryotic, it is 0.1 to 5 micrometer. Here the size, it is 10 to 100 micrometer in diameter as well. And regarding the gene, that is DNA, Here it is single circularized DNA. Most of the prokaryotic cell are is their genome is present in the circularized form only. Okay, and here it is a complex, well-defined DNA is present as the double helical form. Okay, and few and simple organelles are present here. Defined organelles are well-defined chamber are present, and next in the case of plasmid. So plasmid are nothing but they are extra chromosomal DNA which are present in all the prokaryotic cell. Here it is in the rare cases like in the fungi, in the plant as well. Okay, so next one the ribosomes pathina. So ribosomes are the place where the protein synthesis is taking place. Okay, so here it is smaller 70s. So inga s நம்ம எதை சொல்றோம்னா Swedberg unit னு சொல்லுவாங்க. Swedberg unit அப்படின்னா அந்த like centrifugation ஓட unit. Centrifugation ஓட unit தான் Swedberg. ஓகேங்களா? So இங்க வந்து it is something quite larger, that is 80s. And next on the movement. For the locomotion, the prokaryotic cell they used to move with the help of flagella, and we have 5 types in it. We'll be seeing one by one elaborately on the upcoming classes. Okay, the flagella we have 5 types, and here it is a simple structure is presenting. Here it is a complex structure like, and apart from flagella we have cilia for their motility for our movement. And the next one it is next future வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா mitochondria. So it is the powerhouse. We can, the other term we can call it as powerhouse or another bacterium, but in the prokaryotic cell it is absent, and in the eukaryotic cell it is present, mitochondria. And so இங்க cytoplasm பாத்தீங்கன்னா, so where all the metabolic processes is taking place in the case of prokaryotic cell, where here the eukaryotic cell pathina all the organelles are present. So each and every organelles their specific reactions is taking place in the case of eukaryotic cells. So hope you have taken all the notes which I have written. Okay. Okay. So today's class la introduction mattum paathirukkom. What is biology, what is the different branches of it, and why we need to study it, then what is the cell and the different types of cells. Okay, so next class la அடுத்த topic discuss பண்ணலாம். ஓகேங்களா? Thank you. Thank you ma.